Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know in the chat that I am coming across loud and clear. So there's no technical stuff on our side. Boston is here. Say hi to Boston, everybody. She's here as a moderator in the chat today. I see Roger's here. Craig is here from clear across the pond. Robert's here, Drew, Richard, man. So a lot of people. Glad to have you all here. A new week. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving, opportunity to spend time with family and friends, have a good meal, love on somebody, all that stuff. Belgium is here. Thank you for being here, Erwin. Appreciate it. VP says loud and clear. And by the way, Lisa, everything looks good as well. Just to let you know, looks like everything looks good, and appreciate your help with that in regards to getting that all fixed up. All right. So if you can hear me again, type in the chat. Number one. Number two, if you are new to the channel, this is a great time to join VV Nation. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when live streams and videos come out on our channel. And number three, please, you know me, I love to have people in here. I want to talk to people. I want to help people make money in the market the best way that I can. Share this live link with people in your social circles right now. Let's get more people in the room as well. Cigar says, you look like you're feeling better. Yes, I am feeling better. I'm still not 100%, but I am feeling better. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Mark, VV Brooklyn in the house. That's where I was born and raised, folks. It's where I was born and raised, was in Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights. So again, we got 178 people. I want to be aggressive. I want to get at least 300 people in the room. I need your help to do it. Let's get 300 people in the room. All right. And that's the only way that's going to happen is if you send out the link to the people in your channels. Today, I'm going to try to give you as much Thanksgiving treats as I possibly can, knowing that this is a new week, new opportunities, but there are some headwinds that we do have to get across. You know, there's headwinds that we've got to get through. I'm going to point those out and prepare you for the week the best way I can. I've got some stocks for you to look at. I've got some stocks I want you to stay away from. So with all of that being said, let's get into what's going on in the market right now. All of the major indices are down today as we start off a brand new week, the first week after Thanksgiving. You know what? We're now on the go path for Christmas. We're on the go path for Christmas. So Maria is from Brooklyn too. I gotta love that. Show me the money and I will send out the link, says Jeffy. Well, you know something? I'll show you some money. But we gotta help each other. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. You got that? So we got to help each other. Glenn, do you teach a course at VectorVest? I do not. The majority of my time is spent with Joey and YouTube. The majority of my talents and time is spent more so on the YouTube channel and even though I am in the education department, I do not teach any courses in education. All right. So that's the reason why. That's the only reason why. David is here. David Silber. He's got in case you didn't know, he's got a couple of searches in the VectorVest software. So glad to see you're here, David. All right. All of the major indices are down. If you look at our market, if you look at our color guard, we got a lot of yellow, which means caution, I think, which is right in tune with what we got going on for the week, things to look at. So we're right on point right there. I think our guidance is right on point. Our guidance, let me go look at my homepage. My guidance says, how come I don't have the guidance? Why do we not? Oh, VectorVest advocates caution when buying stocks at this time. All right, we're still in a confirmed up situation right now. Primary wave is up. Underlying trend in the market is up. We had a lot of bullishness coming into the market. And you notice that on Mondays, we're going to spend a little bit more time on market timing, more so than we will on Wednesdays or Thursdays. Now, I want to give all the market timing stuff away because we've got subscribers that subscribe to this and they need to know this. But on Mondays, I will dive a little deeper into market timing. So all of our market timing signals are saying that it's okay to buy stocks. But what you need to make sure before you go buy anything is that the market is moving in your direction. The market's not moving in our direction today. So, no matter which market timing signal you take, I wouldn't go full bore into that signal. If the market is giving you some opportunities on some stocks, which we are, and we're going to talk about some of those, that you can do. But I'm not ready to back up the truck and go full bore with a basket of stocks. I've got a few stocks that I'm trading right now a little bit more aggressively that are in my personal portfolio. But right now, when I'm looking at the 6-day snapshot of the color guard and all three colors being represented, the market's still having a hard time figuring out which way it really wants to go. There's no real defined trend. So as I look at that, what news is moving the market in this direction? So let's go look at my news stories. I got a few. And we're going to start here. Here we go. Economic week ahead. All right. So this is going to be preparation of what's getting ready to go on for the week. So Fireblazes says, show us some guidance. Well, let's talk about some guidance going into the week. And this is going to be important stuff. Tuesday, S&P Global releases its CoreLogic Case-Shiller National Home Price Index, which will show the September home price trends. Home prices fell 1.1% in August. Well, because a lot of people are not buying new homes right now. People, in order to sell them, are going to be dropping prices. Wednesday, Labor Department releases October data on job openings, quits, hires, and layoffs. Employers had 10.7 million openings in September. If we're in a recession, and normally part of being in a recession is looking at high unemployment. We still haven't hit high unemployment as of yet. All right. So the jobs number on Wednesday is going to be important. This is what's really going to be important. Actually, which other story? There it is. The Fed releases its periodic compilation of economic anecdotes collected from businesses around the country, known as the Beige Book. All right. The report will include details from businesses on inflation, employment, and output growth. There was another story. There we go. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell gives remarks on the U.S. economy and the labor market at the Brookings Institution's Hutchins Center on Fiscal and Monetary Policy. It's going to be interesting to hear what he's got to say, because a lot of news, a lot of scuttlebutt for us military folks, a lot of scuttlebutt is that he's going to pivot a little bit. He's going to back off a little bit. But my thing is, until he does, all of that stuff is just news. All of that stuff is just news, and it's all market sentiment. The market feels that he should be backing off a little bit because the rate of increase on inflation, on interest rates, is the highest it's been in quite some time, in a few decades. All right. It's not that he's raising him. It's the ascent of the raise. Quick. I showed a graphic on one of my live streams that showed the difference between all of the other times where the Fed raised interest rates compared to now. It's such a steep incline. And a lot of people are saying that he can't do that. He can't. Listen, he can do what he needs to do to go after inflation. And he stated that he would. So from that perspective, no matter what anybody thinks, he's got to do what he feels is the best. Now, one of the statements that I've said on more than one occasion is that what he's doing is he's going to break the economy. Right now, he's putting a lot of pressure on the economy to effectively go after inflation. I think that the terminal rate needs to be somewhere between 5 and 7%. It's higher than what he anticipated when he started raising interest rates. And it's going to keep getting higher of inflation, even though it's peaked. And I've done a video on it, that inflation has peaked. But is it coming down at a rate fast enough for the Fed to really, truly pull back, or at least cut back on instead of 75 basis points to a 50 basis points, or even pausing? So there's a lot of stuff out there. It's all noise right now, but it's the Fed that's going to do what the Fed's got to do. If his comments are still hawkish and on Wednesday, the market's going to fall. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If he gives any inclination that he's willing to pull back a little bit, boom, the market's going to take off. So Wednesday could be a make or break day for the market. And I hate that the market's movement is contingent upon what one person says in regards to the economy. But it is a world that we live in. All right. So Um, Let me put the question out there. How many of you think that with the the big push up in interest rates that he's going to slow down? Type of one. Type of two, if inflation is just that big of a problem that he's got to still effectively go after it. Type of two. All right, let's go see what you guys are thinking. With all of the news, we've watched inflation peak. We've watched and listened to people say that he's got to pull back. What do you think? All right, I'm going to be in the camp of two. That's me personally. I'm going to be in the camp of two because inflation is still at 40-year highs. It's pulling back, yes, and that's a positive sign. And it is a lagging indicator based upon what the Fed is doing right now. All right, it's going to take some time for it to actually take effect. But with going into the conversation saying that inflation was transitory, if he pulls back too soon, he's going to further put a dent in his credibility if he pulls back now and inflation continues to rock and roll. That's reality. No matter what you think, no matter what you feel, no matter how you feel, the reality is the reality that inflation is an issue. The economy is feeling it, all right, that it's an issue. And we can all feel the hurt and think that, no, come on, Mr. Fed, you gotta, because he don't care. Does he have to care? Well, he does have to care if he gets to a point of breaking the economy. All right. Robert says, depends on the job data coming this Friday, then the consumer price index on December 13th. There's a lot of stuff going on. Robert, what I just pointed out was just what's coming out this week. What just was coming out this week. Now, for all of you who think that it's a number two, then the market's got more downside, right? So we're going to keep that in mind. Powell's, here it is. Next story, Powell to set the stage for slowing rate hikes amid hawkish tone. All right, another story. Powell to set the stage. Powell don't need to listen to what none of us say. He gonna do what he gonna do. How about this? Black Friday online sales top $9 billion to break an all-time record. You know why? Huh? Oh, you know why? How many of you still actually go out? How many of you actually still go out or did go out on Friday to a store for Black Friday sales? Type of one. If you did all of your Black Friday on the computer, type of two. All right. I'm just curious. Huh? Well, then you don't count in my question.
So zero?
You put a zero if you did no shopping. All right. I'm thinking, excuse me, I'm thinking most people with the advent of online selling, I'm thinking most people didn't go out. I remember the time Boston said I went shopping, but not for Black Friday, just regular. It wasn't too bad. My wife says that I'm going through inflammation. She has no more interest. I don't know. Did I get that, Joey? Did you get that? I don't know if I got that. I don't know. All right, Cyber Monday, which is when? Today. Isn't today Cyber Monday, y'all? Right, Joey?
That's correct.
Today is Cyber Monday. We're going to start to see what the news is going to come out on what Cyber Monday was all about. All right, so say again. We got a Cyber Monday special. 99 cents for 30 days for a VectorVest trial. Plus, you get 50% off on courses. Is that what it is too? 50% off. If there's ever a course that you wanted to take on VectorVest, this is a time from Cyber Monday, 50% off any course that we have. Is it any course that we have?
99.
All right, so go to www.vectorvest.com/99. For those of you who are not part of VV Nation, this is an excellent time to get a hold of the VectorVest software for 30 days, 99 cents. For those of you who are subscribers to the software and we're looking to take out a course, 50% off of our courses. That's our Cyber Monday special. Sonny says, I arrived late. I'm glad you didn't lock the door when the class started. No, I'm letting everybody in. In Canada, Thursday and Friday of the U.S. Thanksgiving is not a holiday. That's all right. You can still take advantage of the U.S. holiday here, Michael. All right, so that was Black Friday. How many of you are still investing in oil? Joey, what did you buy Glenn for Christmas doing? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See that up there, Joe? We need to pin
I
that.
bought you exactly what you deserve, Glenn. Nothing. Look at your face.
Nah, you didn't see. I played some stuff too. That's messed up. Man, we go back like uh recliner chairs, man. You just that's messed up. How many of y'all thought that that was very mean of Joey? Type of 1. How many of you felt that that was very very mean of Joey? Type of 1. That was wow, I'm your
I agree.
boy. I'm
I
your
agree.
boy, man.
I agree. I put a 1 in there.
Holy smokes. I think Glenn needs to put a lot of thought into our gifts.
Right? Exactly. What did you give me?
I
Probably the
got
same thing I got you.
I got you something.
Yeah, right.
Actually, my wife actually got both you and Boston something. Believe you me. That's my wife. My wife looks out for all my friends because she's awesome. So,
Yeah, but you didn't give me nothing.
no, I didn't because
So there you go.
that's just me. But my wife got you and Boston something. So Boston, yeah, I know. Boston says, "Oh, we love Mrs. T. You should." All right. How many of you are still trading oil? Interesting. Crude oil lower, close to years low on China COVID woes. Big elephant in the room. There's two elephants in the room. One of them is what China's doing with the zero tolerance COVID. You know something? Chinese people are getting tired of being locked out of everything, of being shut out. All right. But as much as I still love oil on paper, man, if China's not buying it, oil's going to still continue because the demand's going to go down and the price of oil. So I still hold WTI. That's me personally. I still think that is we're in the cold months. I still think that oil is a good way to go, but that's on paper. When I'm looking at the actual news, the actual usage, it's a tough play right now. All right, it's a tough play right now. But coal is expensive this year, says Michael. Coal may not be a bad play. Someone knocking at the door, someone ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door, let them in. That's a cool song. Let's go. So now that's on oil. All I got to say right now is just be careful with oil. I still like it on paper, but if you're holding it, that's another story. How about this? Apple shares slip on report iPhone production taking a big hit from unrest at factory in China. So, that's another side of China hurting, whether it's the oil side, whether it's the chip side, whether it's the supply and demand side. All of what's going on in China could be affecting markets adversely. The other elephant in the room, crypto firm BlockFi files for bankruptcies. FTX, man, this whole FTX thing is screwing up the whole crypto market. How many of you still trading crypto? By the way, Jim Penna did a great video this Friday talking about should crypto be in your retirement portfolio. If you haven't watched it, I do invite you to go watch that video. It's very well done in regards to that. Apple Store is reporting no inventory for this sales season. That's why I'm glad I got my iPhone 14 already. Joey's thinking about getting one. Aren't you, Joey? Oh, now
Yep.
you.
Yep.
I got my. What do I got? I got my i14 Pro Max. Got my phone. I love my Apple iPhone. No matter what, I'm going to be an Apple guy. And Boston's on the dark side. Boston's got a non-Apple phone. I don't know, so she's on the dark side.
She's lost. She just needs some time.
She does need some time, but we've given her a lot of time.
She'll come around.
All right. So FTX is, the whole fallout from the crypto side is just crypto contagion, says Craig. You know something? I've never been a bit. I've got some crypto stocks sitting I call it sitting in a shoebox. One day I may wake up and be a quadrillionaire, and it's only a couple of $100 worth of crypto stocks just sitting there, and we'll see what happens. XRO has been moving the last 3 days. Holy smokes. I am in XRO and I am loving it. Now, for anybody out there because people keep saying stuff, you keep pushing XRO. I've never told not one person in this room to ever buy XRO. I know what XRO is all about, which is the reason why I owned it. I've been down a lot of money sitting in Extro, but most recently, Extro is kicking butt and taking names, just going up double digits every day. I'm still not telling you to buy it. All I want you to do is, if you want to learn more about it, there's a lot of research you can do on it. And I think that for the long term, Extro is a good play. All right. But yeah, it's just rocking and rolling and rocking and rolling. And I can't be not happy about that. How about this? Airline stocks struggled despite strong holiday travel numbers. Now, in this story, I didn't actually finish reading all of the story. Airline stocks struggled at the opening of the New York on Monday, despite figures suggesting that the holiday weekend saw the highest number of passengers at U.S. airports. Interesting that I think overall the airports did a really good job not canceling a lot of flights. They had a lot of delays if you got a lot of travelers. But even with that, they still were struggling. Now, my question is, are they struggling because they didn't raise prices enough? I don't know. While the numbers confirm the gradual recovery of domestic air travel, their inability to break the 2019's record is a testimony to the pressures on consumers' wallets. So, people are willing to say that they're willing to spend the inflated prices on airlines, and the bookings are there, but it's not there. All right. Everybody see that? The on paper it says that the bookings are up and blah 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 blah. But I guess when it comes down, when the rubber meets the road, not as many people are really flying. The pressures on consumer wallets in a year when airlines have put their prices up ferociously to exploit pent up demand. So it's a demand, it causes prices to go up. Add on top of that inflation. So, I just can't see going out of my way to fly in these times. I know Salim says spend now, worry later. That's why credit card debt has gone up so much. Spend now, worry later. But Salim, maybe not as many people who they're anticipated are spending now. Interesting. Long haul airlines also had to deal with headwind from a different direction on Monday, having been supported in the last couple of weeks by hopes that the reopening of China's air corridors would boost in business. And China is just screwing up everything. All right. I talk about uh, our ability. We have a blog, our ability to provide you almost on a daily basis with stocks from our VectorVest blog. If you go to www.vectorvest.com, let me show you. If you go to www.vectorvest.com, all right, here's our main website. All right, from here, you got all of our different products, the pricing, education, all of this stuff. But if you go put your mouse on blog and go down the hot stocks, almost every single day, we will provide a new stock for you guys to take a look at. All right. The story was from Friday. Manchester United is up 62% in the last week as sales rumors surge, but be aware of these two red flags. So, interesting. If there's ever a stock that you want to take a look at, you can always come right here. Man, where was it? All right, let's click on the story. Maybe it's from the story. Click on the story. Look more about the story. But if you ever want to analyze any of your own stocks from any of these stories, put in your symbol. Let's go Apple, email, get a report. Boom. It's just that easy. And that stack analysis report will be emailed to you. Let's go here. I'm not going to open up my email, but we can analyze any of your stocks just that easily. So if you go to our main website, go back to our main website, open up any one of these stories from the blog, scroll down, and there's another website. What's the website that we can get straight to an analysis report, Joey? Do you know? www.vectorvest.com / remember? All right.
For what?
Evidently, to get a stock analysis report.
FSA?
Is it FSA? Let's go see. And this is for the benefit of the new people that are in here. FSA. There it is. There you go. Way to go, Joey. www.vectorvest.com/FSA. We can analyze any stock for you. All right. So a lot of you come here, you want me to look at this stock, look at that stock. Why not let VectorVest do it? Why not let VectorVest do it? So www.vectorvest.com/FSA. So I wanted to show you the blog because I'm going to use that story that came out on the 25th as one of my big news stocks today. Earnings this week from Earnings Whisperer. Here's a lot of the earnings that are coming out this week. I've already made a watch list for you for these stocks. And last but not least, I've got some biotech stocks. I'll come back to this when I need to. All right, so those are all of the news articles that could affect the market going into this week. So you want to be prepared. The biggest thing is going to be what the Fed's going to say. Looking at stocks like Apple, looking at the airlines, looking at those things are stocks that I'm going to either tell you to keep your eyes on or stocks to stay away from. All right, let's do this. Badger's here. Good, googly muggly. Hi, Badger. Oh man, I haven't seen him for like ever. Oh man, what am I doing? I want to go to autofit all columns. Badger is, man, I haven't seen you in a long time. Glad to see you here, my friend. Glad to see you here, my friend. Robert says, I love XRUF up 130%. Cost basis 68. My cost basis was, I think, 80 cents. My cost basis was like 80 cents. So I haven't been holding it for 5 years, but I'm on it as well. Stop badgering him. How am I badgering him? Oh, hold on. I wasn't bad. That was funny. That was funny. Interesting. Looking at the major indices. Look at the big jump on the VIX today, folks. Look at the big jump on the VIX. Badger says, I'm always here, but I sit in the back row and stay mute. I don't always see you. You know you are a moderator, as you can see. All right, so big jump. Oh, it was a big jump, and then it came back around. Interesting. Did you not see 21% on the VIX? Type of 1 if you just saw 21%. Type of 1, or am I just losing my mind? Did you not just see 21% on the VIX change? Type of 1, all right, or am I just losing my mind? Or am I just losing my mind? We got to get Mega out of here. Thank you for clearing that. Did nobody else see? You did. Ron did see. I swore I just saw 21%. It was like, holy smokes. All right. So, but that was a big move. But with the VIX, that's going to, high volatility lets us know that we're going to be in for big swings in and out throughout the day. All right. So all of the major indices are down today. Who's leading the downside? The IWM, the Russell 2000, and the S&P. Not even the NASDAQ leading us down. It's the big companies, the S&P 500, and people are getting out of the riskier stocks like in the Russell 2000. Big news. When I looked at my news articles, here's my list of the stocks. Now, interesting, when we look at the airline stocks, I want you to see something. When you look at the airline stocks, because they've been so beaten up, you'll notice that the majority of them, if not all of them, are undervalued. That's a positive thing. But you need to take into effect that because of COVID, this is a rebound for airline stocks. They've been beaten up so much. The positive side of it is that they are undervalued. They do have upside potential. All right, the safeties are not there, which makes these stocks a little bit more aggressive. They are in uptrends, and they're all buy recommendations. So the news is that the bookings are there, but when you look at the actual flights, they're not there as much. And, they're up, but I'm looking at it intraday. Wow, they're moving down. All right, they're moving down. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. Am I ready to take airline stocks? Looking at the news and now looking at the information, I'm looking at United Airlines. Over the last 3 months, bottom left, big dip, but still higher than it was 3 months ago, sitting in a channel. If I'm going to be anywhere near bullish no matter what the news says. If I'm going to be anywhere near bullish on airline stocks, it's got to break out of the channel. It's got to break out of consolidation. Now, Southwest, on the other hand, a nicer move to the upside, breaking through resistance right here, pulling back down, looking at the 3 and the 8 on Southwest. I do like, but I need, and if I own it, the 3 and the 8 keep me in it. I'd like to see it break through that headwind of falling below that level of resistance. Wow, American Airlines, not nearly as pretty, nor is Delta. So if I'm looking at all of the airline companies, the one I'm most bullish on is Southwest. Does that make sense to everybody? Type a 1 in the room if that makes sense. Type in the room if that makes sense. All right, and let's go add a parameter, capital appreciation. Let's go throw on value. Look at that, undervalued. If I'm going to look, no matter what the news says, if I'm going to look at a airline company, the one that I'm most attracted to is Southwest. All right, the one that I'm most attracted to is Southwest. I know that they're in the channel just like the rest of them, but I do like the move. I like that the 3 and the 8 end of day are right there. Bob says he owns it. What's the relative value? 1.47. Long term, I do like it. It is undervalued. I don't mind this. But when we're in this kind of recessionary state, even good stocks like this will feel the effects and be beaten down a little bit. Not as much beaten down as much as consolidating. All right, so there's the airline story. Man, how about looking at that, thinking about being purchasing? Look at the price and look at the value. This stock is way, way overvalued, doesn't have upside. The safety is not there. The only thing working for it right now is that it's in an uptrend on the news. Is this a stock that I would rather hold? How many of you would hold Man U? Type of 1. If you would stay far away from Man U, type of 2. If you would stay far away from Man U, type of 2. And this is the difference between news and noise. News, noise, and factual information. News, noise, and fact. And this is why you come here. This is news driven. But if I'm looking at the stock, no matter what the news says, by way of VectorVest, I can determine that this is not a stock that I want. Now, question is, would you short it? Let's talk about that, Peter. Let's go look at that stock, view the stock graph, put this on a 3-month graph. Would you short it? So the news is pushing it higher. But me as a VectorVest subscriber, I'm not getting suckered into this trap. All right, a lot of selling pressure on Friday, not quite follow through. A little bit of indecision today, but a lot of selling pressure on Friday. The 3 and the 8 look good. The volume is there. But the analysis tells me, I'm going to be like Dikembe Mutombo. Not my house. Now, would I short it? Coming off of this high with that wick showing its face, I would be more in tune to shorting it. Why would I not short it yet? Because the 3 and the 8 are still in play. The first thing I'm looking for, Peter, to short it, let's see if it can fall below the 3 first. Does that make sense, Peter? If I'm not ready to short it yet, I got indecision today. All right, it's still higher than yesterday. It's still higher than Friday. That's why it's an open green candle, but it's a very tight candle which shows indecision. I wouldn't short it yet. First thing I'm looking for to short it is to see if the stock's price will fall below the 3. If it will fall below the 3. All right, so that is on the Man U noise. Apple, let's go look at Apple. The chip, well, let's go look at it first. Overvalued, upside potential. It's a safe stock. It's a good company. Everybody knows that everybody knows that Apple's a good company overall. Mike, let's do this, Mike. Let's go to weekly customer picks. I'm gonna put that as a stock to take a look at. How about that? I'm gonna take a look at that for you, Mike. All right, I'm gonna probably look at about 5-year stocks. Don't type them in now, but I'm gonna take a look at that stock for you. All right, going back to Apple. I don't own Apple right now. I love Apple. I'm not in love with Apple. I don't like that it's way overvalued. But you know what makes it overvalued? People are willing to pay a premium to own the stock. People are willing to pay a premium to own the stock. Man U is number 6 at ballistic new highs. So Eton, that shows that the news pushed the stock's price higher, but the analysis tells me the rest of the story, right, Eton? The analysis tells me just like Paul Harvey, it tells me the rest of the story. And that's why, as a VectorVest subscriber, you're not caught up in the noise of the news. You're able to actually look at that stock and make a short. Ballistic new high short. All right. So, but for me, Eton, before I pull the trigger on Man U, I want to see it fall below that level of the 3. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So right now, the big treat that I do like is Southwest. In the airlines. I'm not a fan of Apple right now. BIIB, big news. They lost an FDA approval. And oil, even though oil is under some selling pressure overall because of the demand, the lack of demand coming out of China, it's up today about 1%. And even on the news, Man U is up today. But with the trend of the market, remember, 80% of the stocks, 80% of the stocks move with the market's direction. Thank you very much for that, Richard. I appreciate that, my friend. I definitely appreciate that. There's a couple of other stocks I'm watching now. Stocks and ITRI. Again, I'm going to look about a 5-year stocks. Kevin says, even though I'm a new live subscriber, your show is the only show I've watched beginning to end. I just feel played by everyone else. Kevin, listen, I'm just a guy. It ain't all about me. Believe you me, as much as I appreciate the words, and I do, it ain't about me. My job is to provide for you good information. All right. It's not about what I think and all that stuff. Joey may think it's all about me because he calls me a diva. He does. Working with me sometimes is a pain in the ass. Yes, I did say ass. Because it's real. I'm just, I'm a tough guy sometimes to deal with when it comes to me and Joey. But the one thing that no one here can say is that I don't have your interest at heart. My job, and I have fun. Fireblazer is right. Glenn is entertaining. I have a lot of fun. But I've got a vested interest in each and every one of you, whether it's for our channel or whether it's for our software. Because if you're not making money, we're not here. If I cannot provide you the information that keeps you coming back to our channel, we don't have a channel. So it ain't about me. It's about presenting to you in a cohesive manner the information that you need. That's what it's all about, folks. And for that, I thank VV Nation for supporting us. All right. I thank VV Nation. And as I say that, for those of you who haven't hit the like button, if you appreciate what we bring to you as a channel, don't forget to hit the like button, folks. All right. It shows that it's worth it that you took the time to stop by and see us. All right. It's fun till my daddy takes a T-bird. Oh, I've got to give crickets for that. I so got to give crickets for that. SPY doesn't want to break 200. So you know something? This is one of those times, if the market's not coming to you, don't force it. If it don't fit, don't force it. Just relax and let it go. All right. So a lot of people feel that, well, I got money sitting on the sidelines. I got to be in the market. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't always have to be in the market. So just keep that in mind. All right. Earnings this week. Here's my watch list of stocks for earnings this week. How many stocks did I have in? About 22. I only look at the biggest names, but man, how about Pinduoduo? Did they report? I think they reported today. I think Pinduoduo reported today. Let's view the stock graph. Evidently, it must have looked purty. Sure did look purty. Let's go put the earnings on. There it is. They did earnings today. Sure enough, look purty. Now, interesting, on good earnings, a little bit of an indecision day. Broke through a level of resistance like that, but not with a whole bunch of alacrity. RT went up on good volume, but it's only hankering out just a little bit of an indecision day. I'd be careful with that. Earnings was good. The stock's price went up, but not with a whole lot of vim and vigor. Don't push it. Don't force it. Let it happen naturally. There you go. That's what I'm on. Is this market going to get hit hard? Because every time we get some green lights, I get in, then 1 or 2 days later, the lights are red. So, Bill, that's a good question. How many of you are in the same scenario that Bill is? I'm going to put that back up again. How many of you, type of 1, if you've been in the same scenario? And Bill, I want to address that. If you've been in the same scenario Bill has been in, all right, type of one, especially if you're a VectorVest subscriber, type of one. All right, if you've been able to get around that, type of two, because I'm going to show you how to get around that. All right, I'm going to show you how to get around that. All right, there's a few things that, and a lot of people are saying one, good, then I'm glad I'm addressing this. I'm glad that I'm addressing this. I'm going to take this graph off for a second. All right, let's step back. Let's step back a little bit and let's go into the market timing. All right, let's go into the graphs. I'm going to bring up a market timing graph. All right. So Bill says, you know, every time we get the green lights, I go in and I buy and then blah, 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 blah. I got that. And a lot of people in the room are in the same situation. I need everybody right now to look at me. Look at me, everybody. I don't care what you're doing. Stop writing, stop eating, stop drinking. Look at me. All right. This is realness right here. Let's go to a 3-month graph. Bill, I'm with you. Look at the market coming off of this low back here in October. Is everybody paying attention? Write this down. Pay attention. 1013, nice trend line moving higher. So, Bill, if for whatever the reasons you keep looking at the market timing, and that's a good thing. All right? That's a good thing. What do you do to make sure that the market is still doing what you wanted to do? Write this down. 1, what is market timing telling you? Okay, write that down. What is market timing telling you? 2, on the day that you're going to buy stocks long, what is the market telling you that day? So we got market timing. Overall, that's the big picture. Market timing says, I'm okay to go long. Well, the second part of it is, before I go pull the trigger long, Bill, what's the market telling me that day? So right now, all of our market timing signals are saying it's okay to buy. Bill, do I buy today? I want Bill or whoever wants to answer that question. Do I buy today, even though all my market timing is telling me it's okay to buy? Type of 1 if you buy today, type of 2 if you wait. Type of 1 if you buy today, type of 2 if you wait. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. No matter what market timing signal you look for, Salim is right. You need follow through. You need follow through. I don't care, and I'm all on board with our market timing. How about anywhere through here? Markets moving up, markets moving up, markets moving up, markets moving up. Big down day. On an end of day basis, do you panic? No. What do? You trust your stops right here. So, Bill, if you're in the market and then this happens, you may get stopped out of your stocks, but you didn't panic. What does that do for you, Bill? It takes you out of your winners quicker, and it keeps you from having losers that get big. Does that make sense, Bill? Does that make sense? Dr. C says, problem is, I am even following VectorVest. I could have stayed out with less anxiety. Okay, and you know something? If you feel more compelled to not be in and out, then sit on the sidelines. But Dr. C, I will tell you this. Even in a downtrending market or in an uptrending market, you still have opportunities to make money. If you choose not to utilize those opportunities, that's on you, and I'm not faulting you for that. If you're not comfortable in the current market's conditions, you want to sit on the sidelines, do so. But if you want to try to optimize all of your opportunities to make money, this is an uptrend in an overall downtrending market. Put this on a 1-year graph. That's a bull run in a bearish market. That's a bull run in a bearish market. This is a bull run in a bearish market. Does everybody see that? Type of 1 if that makes sense. Type of 2 if you think I'm just talking gibberish. All right? the opportunities will still be there. So, Bill, you get the green lights. Your timing signal says it's okay to buy stocks. Do so. But I don't back up the truck and put all my money into the back of the truck, number one. Number two, the day that I go and buy stocks, make sure the market's moving higher. Number three, make sure I got some follow through. Number four, make sure your stops are in place. So if the market doesn't continue in that same vein, you take your profits faster and you mitigate your losses, folks. So for everyone who typed the one in the room, and Bill, you brought up a great point, and I'm with you 110%. But I've laid out a plan for you to be able to not succumb to this back and forth, back and forth. All right. For everybody that made sense to, type a yes in the room. If you think I was just talking out the side of my neck, type a no in the room. But this is the analysis, folks. This is it right here. This is what is the market doing and where are my opportunities? Being able to identify that there are opportunities, depending on how I invest in the market, is key. Making sure that there's follow through is key. Making sure you have the right stops in place is key. Now, talking about stops. All right, talking about stops. Are the stops that you're using right for you? I'm going to probably do a video on that. Maybe I'll do a video on that tomorrow about stops and utilizing the right stops in your investing style, because not everyone is using the stops that they are supposed to be using. What's your question, Francisco? All right. What's your question, Francisco? And Craig says 50% off any course. Yes. And a lot of what I just said, is clearly pointed out in a lot of our different courses that we have. Yes, VectorVest Portfolio Manager allows you to manage your stops. It's awesome. All right. Can't have stops on covered calls. You got to have a mental stop. You got to have a mental stop. All right. You guys took me off track what I normally do, but how many of you felt that was worth the conversation? Type of one. How many? Because that was a great question. How many of you felt that was worth the conversation? Type of one. Now, as you're typing your ones or your twos, I'm going to go through real quick on some of the other things that I've got to have. Profit Locker Pro is still working great for me, but I need to revisit the parameters now that I understand it better. There you go. Looking forward to the video about stops. Need a refresher on that. I think that's going to be a good Tuesday video. I think that's going to be a really good Tuesday video. As a matter of fact, I'm locking it in stone. How to use the right stops, something along those lines for tomorrow's 6 p.m. video. Make sure you tune in for it. Make sure you tune in for it. But we are not mentally sound, says my spouse, says Fireblazer. Sigh. The weekend presentation goal does not click on. Can't find it. Hey, Boston, see if you can help Jim out. All right. So I'm going to go through the rest of my lists really quick. I'm supposed to be done by now, but I'm going to go through the rest of my lists really quick. I'm not going to do fastest industries, speculative plays. For my speculative people, let's see what speculative plays. Now, keep in mind that these are speculative plays, all right? But also understand that the mood and the timber of the market can change come Wednesday when the Fed speaks. Does everybody understand that? All right, does everybody understand that? I want you to know that, based on sentiment, based on blah, 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 that the mood can change come Wednesday, and that's going to be a market moving change. All right. Here's my speculative plays. Let's go put this on a 1 month graph. It's my speculative plays, AXSM. I like the bounce up. Look at the 3 EA coming off support. Watch the big wick, big volume. Keep your eyes on this. This is a speculative play where the relative values and the relative safeties are going to be below 1, but RTs are going to be really moving up. All right. Look at ELF. beauty, two stocks in the beauty space, Elf and Ulta Beauty. I want you to keep your eyes on, folks. I love the move on Elf, slow, methodical. Look at the 3 and the 8, solid, really solid volume. Keep your eyes on this as a speculative play. ADMA sitting in a little bit of a sideways, a consolidation. The 3 and the 8, though, do look good. Keep your, man, as a speculative play, I'm telling you, keep your eyes on them. PSO, these are stocks that are slowly going up, slowly going up. Let's take off value, but they are going up nonetheless. They are going up nonetheless. Craig says there's a lot of manscaping. Yep, that's what Joey does. All right, that's what, ATR will be part of that video, Craig, tomorrow. ATR will be part of that video tomorrow. I think Glenn is entertaining. If you want to watch something entertaining, look for a video on YouTube name You Have Two Cows. What the flying flip is that? Tell me where are Glenn's two cows. I ain't got no two cows. I love me some steak, but I ain't got two cows. What else is in here? PI. I like coming off support. Look at that. 3/8 cross, 3/8 stayed, even on the pullback. Broke through resistance 3 days ago. I'd like to see it break through another level of resistance. These are my speculative plays. I'm also going to show you my value plays for this week. These are going to all be stocks that are undervalued for the most part with good upside potential. These are solid companies. Value plays, I've got Reliance Steel, Lowe's, Broadcom, Elevance Health, and CDW. 5 solid value plays. And for those of you a little bit more aggressive, I got 5 growth plays. Most of these should be, well, they're undervalued. All of them are undervalued with good upside potential. The safety is not there, but RTs are there with the exception of PILBF. Keep your eyes on that. That is a lithium stock. I still like it. Be careful with it right now. It's a sell. All right, let's go do this real quick. Where is it? Weekly customer picks. I got that in there. I got SOXL, comma, ITRI, comma, TL. I need one more stock. TL is not there. I need 2 more stocks. 2 more. So DGBI. IDGBI. One more stock. I don't have that one. I don't have DGBI. I guess not. I don't have that stock. Sorry. RT, Raytheon, and really something right. RTX. I'll put RTX. AS, comma, ASC, comma, Mullen. Ooh, EV company. Comma, REL, Alaska Air. Alaska Air, ALK. All right. Those are my stocks I'm going to look at. Remember, if you want a stock that I did not look at, go to www.vectorvest.com/FSA. We will give you a free stock analysis report, folks. We'll give you a free stock analysis report. How do you feel about the Santa Claus Valley? It's going to be very interesting, Richard. How many of you feel that we are going to have before I answer the question, how many of you feel that we are going to have a Santa Claus rally this year? Interesting as we say that. Type of 1 in the room if you feel we're going to have a Santa Claus rally this year. Santa Claus rally begins December 23rd. In my almanac, I got my almanac for those of you who are Jockey Club people. You make me want to look in the almanac. It says on December 23rd, the Santa Claus rally begins. Last trading day before Christmas, NASDAQ was up 10 out of the last 14 years. 10 out of the last 14 years. All right. A lot of people think we are going to get one. I don't know. I'm not going to say, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm looking at retail stocks. I'm looking at airline stocks. I'm looking at online buying. I don't know. The biggest thing that will give us a Santa rally this year will be the Fed. All right. What the Fed does or does not do will be the overriding factor on a Santa rally this year. If the Fed decides that he wants to scale back, boom, we're going to have a Santa rally. If the Fed stays hawkish, I think that the sentiment may want to push the market into a Santa rally, but I don't know with the wherewithal of the inflation affecting people. I don't know. And I think the biggest reason why we may not have a Santa rally is inflation induced. That's what I'm thinking. Lee says Santa rally, but short lived. Okay, I can go for that. I can go for that. All right, let's go look at your stocks that you gave me. Let's graph them all real quick. Man, you gave me stocks. The majority of them are buy recommendations. Let's go put them on a 3-month graph. Rel, bottom left, top right, a little bit of a pullback day today. If you're in it, leave it alone. The 3 and the 8 are still solid. RT is still above, nicely above one. Pulled back with the down day today. I'm not going to call this a shooting star pattern. I do like the rising price with rising volume. Let me move this over a little bit. If you're in this stock, leave it alone. If one day doesn't make a trend. I did a 10-day quick test over the last 15 years of the last 2 weeks of November of 12 years produced a win, 3 down. And that's what this pretty much said. It's up 10 out of the last 14 years, Roger. All right, so the almanac is right on point with you. Rel, I'd leave it alone if you're in it. Relative value is nicely. This is solid stock. I'd leave it alone. ASC, transportation ship. This is one of the few transportation ship companies that I still like right now because it is moving higher. Even on the pullbacks, the 3 and 8 have been holding, even in consolidation here. Little down day today, a little bit of a spinning top, but it's right there, right at the 3-month highs. I'd leave that alone as well if you own it. Now, ALK, remember, I looked at the airlines. What was the only airline that I really, really liked? And that was Southwest. Alaska, down day, in consolidation, coming towards a level of support. If you own it, though, the 3 and the 8 still have you in it, but keep your eyes on the 3 and the 8. Keep your eyes on the 3 and the 8 end of day. BAM, you said this was news-driven. Even with the news-driven, look at the down day today, the 3 and the 8. Wow, look at the 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and the 3 and the 8 held. That's a positive sign for this stock. 4 days down, the 3 never crossed below the 8, rebounded. Down day today, if you own it, leave it alone. But I would definitely like to see it take out this level of resistance. All right, it is lower than it was 3 months ago. Maybe the news driving it higher is one thing. Relative value, stock's got upside, and it's a safe stock. Fundamentally, the stock is sound. I'd like to see if it can break through this level of resistance. All right, but if you own it, leave it alone until the 3 falls below the 8 end of day. How come Glenn can't find DBGI? Did I not put in the right stock? DBG. And it's not like I can't see it. Cody said Boston. How come? Because I don't know. I don't know unless I typed it in wrong. All right, let's go. I'll try it one more time, Robert. SOX L. The bullish side. I would look at more SOX S right now. Watch the 3 and the 8 right now. Down day, the 3 hasn't crossed below the 8. Had a nice level of resistance. Couldn't really break through and stay above. I'd keep my eye on SOXS. All right, watch the down. But if you own it, the 3 hasn't crossed below the 8 end of day. Just be careful. RT, this says diversified. I thought that this was in the other, what's the other? Aerospace and defense. I thought they were in aerospace and defense, but evidently they're in diversified companies. Look at that, right at resistance. The 3 and the 8 are solid. Like to see if it could break above. Now, interesting, watch the volume. Volume is falling. Be careful with Raytheon, but right now, if you're in it, leave it alone. All right, if you're in it, leave it alone. Woof, RTRI. End of day, 3 just went below the 8 today, and it's right at support. If you own it, I would consider closing it because the 3 is below the 8. If you want to give it more room, if this level of support can hold, that might be your last line in the sand at 51.29. But the stock is definitely pulling back. This was not an earnings play, but the stock's price is coming off the high. The 3 has crossed below the 8. I'd really like to see if this level of support can hold. If it can't, that's your second sign. The first sign is the 3 is below the 8. The second sign is if it closes below that level of support. That's 2 signs to tell you to think about getting out of the stock. All right. Now, there is a positive sign to it. As the stock's price is falling, the volume, there's not a lot of sellers selling it. So I'm getting a couple of mixed signals here. But if it closes below that level of support end of day, that's your last line in the sand to get out of it. Glenn, do you know what shipping company or energy company has the best LNG delivery to Europe? I think it's FLNG. Take a look at that stock, Bill. FLNG. I know that it's a LNG delivery, and most likely it delivers to Europe. But take a look at that stock, FLNG. All right. And the last stock, wow, Mullen. Whew, this is not one of those EV companies that I feel, and I think a lot of it is being able to deliver. I think a lot of that is being able to deliver. That's my biggest thing about any EV company. I think that the EV companies have an opportunity to make money, but if they cannot deliver because the demand is picking up, all right, the demand is picking up. If they cannot stick to deliveries, this is what's going to happen. Mullen, I'm not feeling it right now. There's probably, XPEV made the news today. Lee Motors, Rivian. There's a lot of other companies out there. Mullen, I made a video with the Messy Mullen. Is not what I called it. I think it was called Messy Mullen. I'm not feeling Mullen right now, and it's now at a 3-month low. Yesterday, Friday was the 3-month low. I'm not feeling Mullen. And you wanted me to look at DBGI. Oh, there it is. I was typing it wrong. Oh, so this is news driven. I'm not feeling it. Why? Why am I not feeling it? Look at the graph. Why am I not feeling it? Type it in the room. Trade out Mullen for X-Row. Yeah, listen, I'm tired of people telling me that I'm pushing X-Row. What don't I like about DBGI? This is strictly a trade. This is strictly a trade. If you're not in it right now, I'm not going to tell you to get into it. But my biggest thing is the big wick at the top of the candle. The big wick at the top of the candle is not what I want. That's a lot of selling pressure. And no, the volume picked up with today's activity, which makes me know that this was news driven. This was news driven. It wasn't earnings. It wasn't earnings. This is definitely news driven because I can see the big wick on the volume, big volume on the bottom. I'm not feeling this right now. Unless you were in it earlier this morning in our jockey club, right now, I wouldn't be in it. I wouldn't be in it. And relative value, relative safety, fundamentally unsound. Earnings per share is negative. The earnings growth is 19%, but I'm not. This is strictly a trade, folks. All right, that's strictly a trade. All right, FTI, last one. FTI. All right, I got a lot of people still here, Joey. So I'm gonna go look at FTI. FTI, 3-month graph. Interesting in a channel, but even sitting in the channel, the 3 has been above the 8, even on the pullbacks, got a level of support. Nice open day today. This was not an earnings play. Nice open day today. If you own it from a 3-8 perspective, even on the pullbacks, you're still fine. I'd like to see it break above that level of resistance, but it is on a 3-month graph, bottom left, top right, not a lot of volatility in the stock. I do like the play. I'd like to see more volume on the play on the stock though. I definitely like to see more volume on the stock, but not a bad looking play. Even after earnings, the stock's price is moving up, but it is consolidating. Would like to see it go into that level of resistance. Joey, put me on my last screen. Folks, we had a lot of great conversation today. We did find some stocks to take a look at. I did point out some stocks that you want to keep your eyes on, some stocks you probably want to stay away from. That's what it's all about. If you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. I love the conversation, the real conversation about what's going on in the market and watching the market move and getting in and getting out. And that's and a lot of you are in that same situation. So I thought it was a conversation that we needed to have. And thank you, Bill, for bringing that up. I thank you very much for bringing that up, and I think it was well worth the conversation. It took me out of some of the other things that I wanted to show you, but I think it was well worth it. All right, you know me, I like to try to get to 100 likes before we leave. If we do, we do. If we don't, it's all right. My job is just to bring you the information. I just want you to show us if it was worth it for you to stop by. That's what the like button does. Right? That's what the like button does. Thank you guys for being here. Joey, thank you for being you. I love you, Joey.
Well, thanks, man. Love you too.
All right, Boston, you're okay. Boston is my redheaded stepchild. I tell her that all the time. She is. She's my redheaded stepchild. I've known her a lot of years. Actually, I have known you, Joey, longer than I've known Boston.
I know. We just talked about this.
We didn't just talk about it.
like
All right.
Tuesday,
What? It wasn't Tuesday.
Wednesday then.
It wasn't. Shush. Thank you for being a friend. All right. We got up to 91 likes. All right. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Folks, Patrick's got the 6 p.m. video tonight. I think I got my video set up for tomorrow, which is going to be about stops. Make sure you tune in for that, folks. Please do. Please do. Make sure you tune in for that. And then Friday, I'll come up with another video. Then Wednesday, Patrick and I will be on YouTube together. Thursday, he'll have a live stream. I'll have a live stream. And don't forget, go to www.vectorvest.com. Go to our blogs. We try to put up for you a stock for you to keep your eyes on every day. All right, so go do that. With that, folks, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.